talk a little bit about the serious situation that we find ourselves in the state of Arizona, and also the serious situation that you find ourselves with the federal budget in terms of the resource support that's needed for every one of you to be able to do your job. And we continue to make the argument for what you do as a multiplier effect. That for these two fine women as GED graduates, that's a multiplier effect. As we help more people toward literacy, toward pathway education, to retention, we're also multiplying opportunity and multiplying their ability to do well with their lives. So, and it's hard sometimes to get people to understand that the dividend payoff on the investment now. But we have to, because there's so much at stake. The workforce, let's start with Workforce Investment Act. That reauthorization has been laying around forever. Two schools of thought. No, we'll have a discussion. School of thought is to go ahead and press, even though we don't control the education committee anymore. But to push ahead and go for the reauthorization and push for additional content in that, and some really important changes that we want to make in that many of you, as we went around during the reauthorization, made some wonderful recommendations about that. In an ideal world, those recommendations would have been part of it. Much to my chagrin, leadership on my party decided last year that it was perhaps, let's delay this reauthorization and wait till after the election. Well, we know what happened. And so now that delay is jeopardized what we could be and should have been. And so then the other school of thought is, the first school of thought is, let's push ahead and reauthorize and see what comes out of this process. The other school of thought is to just make it a continuing resolution the way it is and fight more for funding levels than for content change. With the belief that we're going to have a fight over funding levels to begin with, but do we really want to have a fight over content that's in the act, in terms of who's being helped, what conditions are put on that support, what structural changes and regulatory changes are made to the act that's going to make everybody's job that much more harder. One good thing about the act, there's some discretion available. There's some flexibility available in the act. And so far, the pattern we've seen is to constrict all those reauthorizations to more targeted, quote unquote, communities. And I think by doing that, it's going to limit the people we can help. And so one of the second school of thought is, let's just have a continuing resolution, keep we as content the way it is, and fight for funding. Those are the two, and I'm very curious to get your reaction on those two. The other one, and the budget that the House passed, the Ryan budget, eliminated WIA altogether from its budget. Period. Nothing. Not a penny. It was one of the cost-saving measures. And during the initial deal, it was to get rid of AmeriCorps and all those other ones, but they were saved at the Senate side, so that was good. Although there was a hit on the funding level and some other stuff. Community services block grants that have had that flexibility and utility to use for many things. The budget we passed takes an already small budget of about $660 million nationwide, which is not a lot considering what's out there right now in terms of demand, and knocks it down by half. So then you're further constricting that. We know that the state of Arizona has basically abandoned its commitment to adult education and to GED, and the deal that was struck between the administration and the White House and the Senate involved $585 million cut from job training for the Department of Labor. And all these, the devil's always in the detail of these little decisions that are made. So we're mounting this kind of a discussion right now, and we've had these kinds of meetings since I've been here. We met with seniors yesterday. We met with homeless vets at Primavera. We've met with persons with disabilities and what could happen to them with Medicare changes and Medicaid changes in particular. And we've met, and we're going to meet with, and we met with students at the University of Arizona, and we hope to arrange soon a meeting with some of the students over at Pima.